Ravengriim. Who are you and what do you do?
I am a cosplayer and content creator focusing on all things spooky and anime.
You're a cosplay genius. Walk me through your planning process for a major cosplay, from idea to finish reveal.
I feel like it varies. So I usually pick a character based on whether I like them. Sometimes if it's really popular and I like the character, I'll go based on that. And then sometimes I'll purchase a cosplay, sometimes I'll make it. And I usually like to add certain props or accessories and make them that way. So it kind of adds my personal style to it. And then I will find either scenes from the show and try to integrate that into my content and emulate the character.
Which part of your look do you spend the most time planning?
Probably when it comes to cosplay, the actual cosplay, because I want it to look accurate, but also give off certain parts of my own style. So it kind of takes a while to mesh them together.
Have you ever had a cosplay fail that made for unexpectedly good content?
Yes, well, of course. I feel like I outfit malfunction all the time, but the one that always stands out to me is when I cosplayed Sesshomaru from Inuyasha at Anime Expo, and I had made most of the costume myself from other pieces, and I didn't do a very good job because I was on a time crunch, and everything just fell apart, so I had like 5 or 6 spikes on the armor, and just throughout the day, it was like dropping one by one. I rolled my ankle, so I had to take my boots off and then walk around in fuzzy Halloween socks the entire convention. So that was kind of rough.
What's the most difficult makeup or prosthetic you've ever done?
I personally love doing makeup and prosthetics, so I don't know if I would say it's difficult, but it's always fun for me. So I would say I enjoy or sometimes get frustrated with maybe scar wax if I'm trying to do a certain scar, like an upside down cross on my forehead or something is really fun, but sometimes I struggle to get the lines flat. It's really particular, so probably that. Or 3D gel. 3D gel's fun.
Your new podcast, Take a Bite. Why now?
Because I feel like I need to start expressing more of my personality and my interests, whereas on a lot of my short form content, I don't speak too much. I do sometimes, but I focus more on transitions and outfits and silly stuff like that. So the podcast is a way to really express myself, my interests, and then showcase other guests to the world as well.
Your show is all about obsessions. What's yours?
Probably anime and horror movies. I feel like those two are just my big ones, for sure.
How do you handle guests when things get real?
I try to keep it real as well. I think being real and authentic is really important, and that makes for a good conversation always.
Favorite episode so far, and why?
I think I'd have to say our episode with Straw Hat Goofy. He is such a good talker, and I feel like I learned so much about so many titles, especially One Piece, because my anime red flag is that I have not watched that all the way through. I'm so sorry. But I feel like I know so much about it because of the way he was talking about it.
Strangest stories shared on the show.
I don't know if I'm allowed to really go that far. I had a friend on the show, her name is Sav, and she expressed to us some things that happened in her teenage years with a very terrible friend. So I guess the message behind this would be just watch your back and know who your friends are.
Dream guest you'd do anything to book.
I feel like there are so many people I would love to book, but I think maybe Cassandra Peterson would be an incredible guest to have. People often call me the new Elvira, and I could never compare to her, but it would be incredible to have her on the show.
How do you recharge after a long convention or content creation day?
I don't. I'm so tired.
What's the one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
Well, I'm really trying to work on my mysterious factor, and I think it disappears when I open my mouth. So I think they'd be surprised to hear if they haven't heard me speak before. The way that I speak, people are often surprised.
Weirdest DM you've ever received?
There are so many. Well, I think generally speaking, I can't remember the exact phrasing, but people sometimes DM me and would like to consume certain fluids of things.
Favorite comfort food?
Greek food. Yeah.
What's the story behind your most meaningful tattoo?
My tattoos mean nothing. I'm so sorry. I like them. It's movies I like and characters I like, and there's no meaning. Yeah.
How did you decide on your permanent fang modification, and what was the process like?
I have always loved the dark and vampires, and always hated my canines. They were really small, and I just didn't like them. And I was like, I am gonna get vampire teeth, and it's definitely not deeper than that.
Have you ever regretted a modification or cosmetic choice?
Yeah. My first BBL, I feel like it didn't go that well, and I was so young when I did it that it could have gone better. Not that I really regret it, because I think it was still good, but I wish I would have waited and done more research.
Is there a body mod that's a hard no for you?
I probably wouldn't do any like facial fillers. I'm really terrified of them. I used to want to do them in the past, but there's so much new information coming out about like filler migration and like pillow face and stuff like that that I'm just terrified and I wouldn't want to do it.
What materials or tools do you find indispensable for cosplay?
EVA foam. I feel like it's a lifeline, and barge cement, contact cement. Yeah, I can't sew, so I really need those.
What's your astrological sign, and do you believe in it?
Ooh, okay. I know I'm an Aquarius. That's pretty much all I know. I have a really good friend who knows a lot about astrology, so she'll talk about it and I sit there in the conversation like, yeah. Do I believe in it? Sometimes I want to. I feel like I kind of don't though, because sometimes it's wrong, but then sometimes people will tell me things that are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. Is I don't know an okay answer?
Hidden talent nobody knows.
I feel like I kind of put myself out there. I'm not really sure if I have a hidden talent, but I can do this. I'm so sorry.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
Yeah, why not?
What's your biggest red flag in dating?
That's a really good question. I think a really, really big ego.
Biggest green flag?
Kindness. Chivalry.
Which anime or horror character is next on your must-do list?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I have plans for a Gaara cosplay from Naruto. I have been meaning to do that for so many years and I haven't, so that is something that I really must do. It's not anything popular right now, I've just been really wanting to do it.
Has a fan ever requested a cosplay that was a hard no for you?
Nothing specifically that I can remember, but people request things all the time, but I generally don't like to cosplay something if I'm not familiar with it at all, so I'll have to like look into the character and stuff, but I don't think any crazy requests have been made.
Which cosplay community or creator inspired you most in the early days?
So many. I feel like I have so many friends in the industry who are just really, really incredible and make all of their cosplays from scratch, so I'd have to just say all of my friends.
What's the most elaborate prop you've carried around at a convention?
I actually try not to carry around such crazy props because I have noodle arms and it's really inconvenient for me. So I don't have a good answer for this one, just swords and armor.
When did you realize you could make content creation a full-time career?
I have actually been doing this not as a full-time career for my whole life, but since the early days of YouTube, I've been creating content. The scene days, that was something. And it just never took off until 2020, but I used to always make a lot of makeup and SFX content throughout the years, and then eventually just caught on when it switched to short form.
What advice would you give creators?
I know this is really cliche, okay, but consistency is everything. Even if you feel like giving up, just put yourself out there and maybe something will catch.
Tell us about the first viral moment you remember.
I think it was a cosplay transition in the early era of TikTok when like really, really short videos were kind of trending. And I think I'd done it was like a leg crossover situation and I switched into an Ino cosplay, from Naruto. And that did really well for some reason. And I remember that. It was great.
How do you stay grounded when content goes viral?
I try not to think about it too much because if you get really attached to the idea of virality, it can kind of make you go crazy, and then you have to know that that's not like a consistent thing forever. Like it will go back to normal, so just keep that in mind and just go as you would normally.
What was the most surprising audience reaction you've ever received?
I don't really think I've had anything oh, actually there was one, yes. So in the earlier days, I was extra awkward at the camera because I was never really used to the kind of very in the moment videos like that, and I used to edit a lot of my talking. It was just YouTube, and so when I started doing short form, I was so awkward that people thought I was being forced to make content, and they thought I was kidnapped, and my dog was in the corner of the video, and they like speculated that it was a hand and somebody was forcing me to do that. They weren't.
How do you handle negative comments or trolls?
There's really not a lot that bothers me when it comes to comments, negative comments, because people will just say what they want. The internet's kind of a crazy place. So I think ignoring it is the best method, honestly, and just not giving them the attention that they want.
What's one fan encounter that really stayed with you?
I think maybe last year at When We Were Young, somebody came up to me and they were just so sweet and said that I made them feel more comfortable with their body. I'm not the smallest person, so making other people feel comfortable in their own bodies is really important to me, and that's why I'm super open about like cosmetic surgeries and everything like that, because I would never want to make somebody feel the way that I used to feel as a kid.
Describe yourself in a hashtag.
I'm actually really bad at coming up with hashtags. What I would love to be as a hashtag is Victorian goth. It's my favorite type of style for sure.
What's one misconception you want to set the record straight on?
Ooh, okay. The one comment that does get under my skin is you're only like this because it's popular now. And that, if anybody thinks that about me, count your days, because I've been like this.
Last lie you told?
I don't know. That's a great question. I can't remember what I had for breakfast today. Actually, I didn't have breakfast today, but I can't remember what happened yesterday, so I don't know. Probably something.
Where do you look for inspiration when you're creatively blocked?
Sometimes I like to scroll, doom scrolling. Usually it's pretty good, and sometimes I'll find like trending sounds that I like. Sometimes I just get sucked into a rabbit hole. So hit or miss.
Which horror film or anime changed the way you think about character design?
Ooh, there's so much good character design in both, but I really loved, and I wouldn't say like, I guess it changed my perception of it, but just looking at costumes, I loved how Nosferatu did it, the new one. I think the costumes were impeccable. So I just love the detailing, and I think it made me want to scale up the way I do things.
What's your favorite part of the transformation? Makeup, wig, costume, or lighting?
I'm a sucker for lighting. Everything is really important that you mentioned, but I think lighting and even makeup makes a big difference, or contact lenses, honestly.
Which creator or artist would you love to collaborate with next?
Well, I have a few fun collabs coming up with a few friends, so keep an eye out for that, because that is a collab I want to do.
How do you plan shoots to achieve the exact mood or atmosphere you want?
Lighting, definitely lighting. Obviously the background and set plays a huge part. Sometimes it's not as necessary, but if it's like a very specific era that I want to emulate, then definitely book a pier space or some type of set and set up the lighting.
What's one risk you took that paid off?
Being consistent and letting people make fun of me on the internet. Being cringy.
What's a common beginner mistake in cosplay you wish people would stop doing?
I think being so hard on yourself, because cosplay is about having fun with it and just enjoying the character and the community, and I feel like there's so much pressure now with social media to be immaculate when you should just have fun with it and not worry too much about, how it'll be perceived.
Coffee, tea, or something stronger?
Coffee.
Favorite horror movie snack?
Popcorn.
One emoji that describes your day today?
The sleep one.
If you could guest star in any anime, which would it be and who would you play?
I should have thought that you were going to ask me this, because I don't know. Maybe Naruto or Inuyasha, because those are just some of my all-time favorites. And I would be Kagome, if it was Inuyasha, maybe? Yeah.
How can fans support creators like you beyond likes and follows?
I think that is so sufficient. You can watch my new podcast, Take a Bite, and listen if you want. I think that would be the best way.
What do you want the viewers to know?
I want you to know that just do your best if you're trying new cosplay, and try not to take yourself so seriously and be so hard on yourself.
What's your rating of the sit?
Definitely 10 out of 10. This is so fun. Did you guys pay the electricity bill? Hello?